Oh, hello! Can you believe we are already heading into week 9 of the American fantasy football season? I think we're over halfway now. The American football season flies by quickly, so just enjoy the hell out of it whilst it's here. I am loving fantasy American football at the moment, mostly because I got a win last week, which I'm pretty happy with. That only happens about 50% of the time so far this season. So you got to take those wins and you got to enjoy them. Enjoy your victories, forget your defeats. That's how I play poker. It's how I like to gamble. Do you know what I mean? You remember your wins, forget your losses. That's how you always end up winning. There you go. There's a little bit of gambling advice there for you. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, this is focused on my American Fantasy Football League, the Orion Bowl. So it's largely for the guys in my American in the league. If you happen to be following along and you're not in the league, welcome. There's some good fantasy advice to be had in here. Mostly check who the coach's sons are picking up, because they're usually going to do very well the following week. Maybe in your fantasy leagues, those players are not rostered yet. Check out the coach's son's roster, because I don't know how he does it. He just seems to pick up these guys. He has these premonitions. Anyway, let's take a look at what happened in week number 8. So I've made it a little bit different. We're going to be doing the Orion Bowl Ultimate Team. I'm taking the highest scoring from each position from around the league last week. So at quarterback, you had the Baltimore Ravens, Josh Allen, 29.6. He must have a strong bat because he is carrying my team right now. Carried me to a win over the Arizona Tits, didn't they? Hey, Arizona, where you at? Where you at? Where's your wins? Where's your wins at? Hey? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm sure I'm going to be returning to my usual form this week. But anyway, the running back one of the week, RB1, was Jahmyr Gibbs, 24.90. Great showing from the coach's sons, because actually he had the RB2 as well, 23.8. A quiet week for Christian McCaffrey, I might add. Christian McCaffrey is so good that 23.80 is a quiet week. God damn. No wonder on Twitter I've literally seen people offering guys in their leagues to have sex with their wife on a one-time basis if they can have Christian McCaffrey. That's how much people want McCaffrey. That's some commitment to your fantasy team right there. I wonder what the wife thinks. I don't know. I'm going to need to see a picture of the wife, though. That's just my own purposes. Anyway, moving on. Wide receiver 1 of the week, CD Lamb, 29 points for the team with no namers. He had quite the showing last week when he put those filthy harlots to bed. He bedded those harlots. He bedded them nice. He bedded them hard. He bedded those harlots real hard. Because he also had the wide receiver 2 in AJ Brown putting up 25 points. Ridiculous showing from the team with no namers. However, I would say, look, when you have like effectively 50 points from your 2 wide receivers, you need to be doing better than 124 total points. That is such a pathetic score when you've got the 1 and 2 highest wide receivers in the league that week and you still don't break 130. What are you doing, dude? Pathetic. Disgusting. Then we go to the tight end position. George Kittle, 14.9 for baby drop Dak. It was enough for him to sneak a win over the team with no Sheamuth. And you had Brandon Aubrey as the kicker, 13 points for Dallas. Wasn't enough for the Gorillas to break 70 points though, which is why the best team in the league lost last week, because if you don't break 70 points, you probably ain't winning. The Lions D were the sweet D of the week, taking baby drop Dak to, like I said, they got the win. But yeah, they're the sweet D of the week, 13 points, much of a muchness. So the total for the Orion Bowl Ultimate Team, week 8, 171.66. If you had all those players, you're breaking records in your league. So let's look forward to week number 9. Baltimore Ravens against the team with no Sheamuth. No one played in the early games, so you've got Josh Allen against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's been in really good form, but Josh Allen is the number 1 quarterback in the league. They're playing each other, incidentally. They're not docking. They're playing each other, right? Just I didn't mean to do that. That was apologies. Not docking, playing. Zach Moss. I'm playing both Colts running backs this week because they've both been putting up good numbers. They're against Carolina, who give up a lot of points to the run, and my guy Travis Etienne is on a bye week this week, so that's why I'm playing both. Ordinarily, I wouldn't recommend that, and I wouldn't do that. But I'm playing Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. Zach Moss probably doesn't beat out Eckler. Then you've got Bijan Robinson, but I think Jonathan Taylor probably puts up a higher score than Bijan Robinson, if we're being fair. Adam Thielen versus Keenan Allen. Adam Thielen has been on great form. He's coming off a bye week. I think that Adam Thielen puts up some numbers. I think he probably edges Keenan Allen. Michael Pittman is a bit hit and miss. Gabriel Davis, I hope he does big numbers because then Josh Allen's done big numbers, but he's been hit and miss. I think Pittman's he's higher up on the depth chart in Buffalo. That I would say that at the very least, Michael Pittman is the wide receiver 1, whereas Gabe Davis is wide receiver 3 and a push? I picked up Taysom Hill, didn't I? Look, if he plays, he's going to be the man, because he has been in great form. Give him the ball, he'll run it in, he'll throw it. He's a tight end in name only, right? He's really a quarterback and also a running quarterback. Needed to cover Laporta's bye week, so I put Taysom Hill in against Travis Kelce. Look, Travis Kelce hasn't exactly been on completely great form, but smart money says Travis Kelce wins out that battle. Then you've got Rachaad White, my perfect trade with the Arizona Tits. I managed to offload disappointment Mattison and picked up White against Cook, the younger brother of Dalvin. Is it James Cook? I don't know. Either way. The Bills haven't been great at running the ball. Rachaad White is the number 1 running back in the team. Doesn't run the ball that much, but he is the number 1 on the depth chart where it's a committee in Buffalo, so I'm going to go with White in that one. Justin Tucker against Dicker. I like Dicker. He's got a great name. I'm going to go with Dicker in that one because it's Dicker! Brilliant. Anyway. Vikings versus the Colts. Much of a muchness. So, on balance, it's going to be pretty close. Oh, it's going to be close, but I mean, Kelce scares me. But you know what? I don't mind my matchups this week. I'm playing both of the running backs for one team, though. That is a disastrous call. That is going to bite me in the backside. That's why I'm going to lose this week, because the Colts are going to have a horrible game. I'm playing 3 of their offensive players, so if the Colts have a terrible game, that means I have a terrible game. So therefore, it's going to be an easy win for the team with no Sheamus. So then we move on to the team with no Namath. That's the team with no Sheamus, A team, if you will. I don't think they had no players in the Thursday night game. So you've got Lamar Jackson against Dak Prescott. Easy work for Lamar Jackson there. Justin Jacobs against Mattison. Mattison his snap count is going down steadily. That's why I wanted to offload him. He's a good running back, but Minnesota have not been effective running the ball. Pacheco against Ford. Pacheco is a garbage player. I don't know why the team with no Namath keep on putting him in his lineup. It's a terrible call every time. Terrible call from a terrible team, and they should feel terrible. Ford pisses that. Ford doubles Pacheco's points. You heard it here first. Doubles them. I'm doubling down. AJ Brown against Stephon Diggs. Well, AJ Brown's been in tremendous form. Look, the team with no Namath, their coach, they picked up 2 fantastic wide receivers. They did a brilliant job in doing that. They're a great coach. I would never say that to their face. You know, don't ever tell them that I said that. But I think they're great. I think they're a wonderful human being, and I think they put together a pretty brilliant lineup, actually. But I'd never say that to their face. AJ Brown probably beats out Diggs. Diggs has not been in form. CD Lamb is definitely battering someone called Downs, because I'll be totally honest, their scores are pretty reflective of their name there. And there's a wide receiver 3 on the Colts. That's not beating CD Lamb. Hawkinson, Mark Andrews. Hawkinson's been in great form. I'm going to lean towards Hawkinson in that one. Chuba Hubbard. Woo woo! I love Chuba Hubbard. Great name, great message, great running back. He beats out Mayers has been okay, but he's not beating Chuba Hubbard. Elliott versus Butker. Dallas has probably got... Dallas are at home. I think that Elliott gets the win in that one. The Commanders D against New England versus the Bills D against Cincinnati. I think the Bills game is going to be a shootout, which is not great for defenses because they're going to hemorrhage points. The the Commanders against New England, who have struggled to move the ball this season. It is a whitewash for the team with no Namath. They keep charging up the leaderboard, up the league, up the Namath. And then we move on to the Legion of Hot Toilet, taking on baby dropped Dak. Tua versus Stroud. That's a tough one. Tua. I'm kidding. It's not a tough one at all. Tua all day. Tua to Tyreek Hill is a cheat code in American football at the moment. It shouldn't even be allowed, really. And you've got Mixon versus Kamara. Kamara's been in great form. Kamara wins that one, I reckon. Jones versus Robinson. Robinson. I don't know. Much of a muchness, that one. Amari Cooper versus Hopkins. Hopkins has already put up 6.5, which isn't brilliant. I think Amari Cooper can probably beat that. And then Cooper Kupp versus Nakua. You got to go with Cooper Kupp there. You got to go with the quality, with the talent, haven't you? You got to go there. Henderson versus Mostart. Mostart is probably winning that one. I skipped out the Titans, didn't I? Schultz versus Njoku. Much of a muchness. Think Njoku probably has the better matchup, so I'll go Njoku there. Joseph versus Younghoe Koo. Younghoe Koo is just a great kicker, so I'm going to lean with Younghoe Koo. Saints D versus the Browns D. The Browns D are one of the best Ds in the league. They're going to put up points, especially against Arizona, so I think they take that one. I think on balance, the Legion of Hot Toilet are about to get a hot victory over baby drop Dak. I think that's probably going to happen. Then the Dallas Trey Gorillas take on the wavering San Diego Harlots. The 3-time champs are on the ropes, but can they? Are they playing possum? Are they doing the whole rope-a-dope thing so that they can come back and just flatline the Dallas Trey Gorillas? Pow! Right in the kisser. We're going to find out. So you've got Patrick Mahomes taking on Howell, the Washington guy. You've got to go with Pat Mahomes there. He had a horrible week last week, and it was terribly unlucky for the Dallas Trey Gorillas. Sometimes you just can't buy a win, because at the moment, like, how did Patrick Mahomes get like 5 points? I think he had the flu or something. If you played Patrick Mahomes last week and you were relying on him, chances are you lost last week. That's just the facts. That's the facts right there. It's my fact of the week. Tony Pollard versus Barkley. Barkley probably wins that one out. Breece Hall versus Walker. I haven't liked how the Jets have been moving the ball at all. We've been winning games, but I don't know how. We've been winning games in spite of Zach Wilson. People keep on saying, well, maybe Zach Wilson is your guy. I disagree. I think that we've been quite fortunate. He's protecting the ball better, but that's because he's not moving the ball. It's just 3 and outs. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting too into the Jets. Let's focus on the matchup at hand, shall we? I prefer Walker's matchup there against Baltimore, so Walker's going to win that one. Collins versus Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is not in form, but I still think he does better than Collins. Tank Dell. You can't play both Houston wide receivers and expect to win, though. Come on, look, I know that I am playing both Colts running backs, but that's out of like necessity, not out of choice. Who else could you put in? Flowers. Get Flowers in there for Tank Dell. I don't know. Playing both wide receivers for the same team, I just think is problematic. Especially when you're playing a guy who's got Tyreek Hill, who is just a cheat code. Tyreek Hill beats out Tank Dell. Ferguson versus Godart. Godart, he's probably just going to put up more points in that one. Pickens has already done minus figures on Thursday night, so it looks like the Dallas Trey Gorillas' luck is not changing, and it is just bad luck. Getting minus points from your wide receiver is just tough luck. It's tough luck. Look, he's not out of it, but that's definitely not a good start. So Kareem Hunt certainly puts up better than minus 0.10. Aubrey versus Grupe. I've never heard of Grupe. Who the hell is Grupe? Where the hell is he from? I'm going to go with Aubrey. I don't think Grupe is even playing. I don't know why the Harlots keep having him in his lineup. The Eagles versus the Giants. The Eagles defense is just better than the Giants defense. I do not know why you would play the Giants defense. Seems like a terrible decision to me. But terrible decisions aside, the San Diego Harlots are sailing back towards the shores of Fistiana. Victory. They're going to win. I'm also going to go as far as to say, I haven't thrown this out in a while, but getting minus points from your wide receiver, I've got to throw the no chance. There's just no chance for the Dance Tray Gorillas, who I think it's a shame because on paper, I genuinely think they've got a good team, but they can't find their form. It's a real shame. Then you've got the coach's sons taking on the Forbesy Niners. Forbesy Niners have had a couple of players playing, so they're on 29 points already. So they've got first blood to the 49ers. You know, he's thrown the first. You know, you should always throw first. You know, people say about, oh, you should never throw the first punch. No, always throw the first punch, because the guys that throw the first punch are often the guys that win the fight. True story. If you can sucker punch someone, all the better. I mean, if they can't see that coming, even better. What, you want someone to defend themselves? Come on, no. No, you want to hit and get out of there. Just especially if it's in the dark as well and they can't see you. Woo, that's the one. That's what you want. That's the dream, isn't it? Anyway, Herbert versus Hurts. Hurts versus Herbert. Herbert's got a good matchup against the Jets. So actually, the Jets' defense are pretty good. I'm going to go Hurts. Hurts against Dallas. I'm going to go Williams versus Henry. Derrick Henry's put up 16. Williams is going to struggle to do that. Honestly, Henry wins that one. Swift versus Stevenson. I'm going to say Swift there because Stevenson's really not been in brilliant form. Michael Thomas, the clear number one wide receiver in New Orleans, against DJ Moore. DJ Moore's been on and off, but I think Michael Thomas probably wins that one. Jamar Chase versus Addison. Addison has just been in unbelievable form because obviously Jefferson has not been fit. So enter Addison, who as the wide receiver one in Minnesota. He's been putting up ridiculous numbers. Addison wins that all day. Kincaid versus Kmet. They're both good. I like King Kmet though. King Kmet all the way. You've got Waddle versus Najee Harris. Najee Harris has put up 13. I think that probably is more than Waddle will put up. Even in a shootout, Tyreek Hill takes so many of those big plays. I just think that Waddle will probably do okay numbers. I think he'll do above 10. Don't know if he'll hit 13 though. Hopkins versus Bass. I think Bass is one of the best kickers in the league. Love him. Bit of T Bass. Raiders versus the Jets. The Jets D create points, even though the Jets are only winning because of their defense right now, and their defense are putting up points as a result. So I like that matchup. I think what I'm saying here is the Forbesy Niners are going to beat the coach's sons. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. So if I predicted you to win, prove me right. If I predicted you to lose, prove me wrong. See you next time.